Good morning to you, faithful viewers. Thanks for joining us on this edition of Prime Flash on My Media Prime with me, Audrey Zatsa. The former Director General of the Telecommunication Regulatory Agency, Jean-Louis Bemenge, is reported to have been slammed the 20 years jail terms by the Special Criminal Court. Arrested in 2019, he had been accused of being an accomplice in the misappropriation of the sum of 389 million francs CFA. A 35-year-old man has committed a suicide in Buda, West region of the country barely hours after moving into his newly constructed house. The incident happened October 30. Joy Ngong recounts the story.
These are the mortal remains of Delor Martine, 35-year-old butcher at the Mbuda Central Market, who took his own life last Saturday, October 30, 2021. As narrated by the girlfriend of the Ngunu Delor had just finished constructing his house at the Lafi neighborhood in the Bamenjinda area of the West region. A house which he had moved into on the same Saturday and which played host to the tragic incident a few hours later. According to the said girlfriend, the house opening was scheduled for Sunday, October 31, 2021. As part of the preparations for the event, she had bought items from the local market that Sunday morning to receive the guests. After trying several times unsuccessfully to reach Ngunu Delor, she headed for his newly constructed home where she had left him the previous day. Doors and windows locked from the inside, the girlfriend sensed danger and did not waste time to alert the villagers and the forces of law and order. It was not long before the arrival of the scientific unit of the Mbuda Judicial Police, who forced open the doors, and behold, the lifeless body of 35-year-old Ngunu Delor in a pool of blood, a knife at his side, and blood stains on the walls. Police analysis indicated that the deceased had stabbed his belly a couple of times before eventually slitting his throat. It should be noted that this tragic incident happens barely a few hours before Ngunu's house opening ceremony. The mortal remains were taken to the mortuary by the Mbuda Judicial Police, leaving behind an inconsolable community who attribute the happenings to witchcraft.
An explosion detonated in the town of Boya Monday, November 1, 2021. According to reports, the detonation occurred at a checkpoint around 4 p.m. when a passenger about boarding a taxi ended up throwing bomb in it before running into the quarter. Having seen the action, the driver of the vehicle took to his heels, after which the bomb detonated, causing material damage to the vehicle. Boya ghost fighters, while claiming responsibility, say they launched the bomb targeting the driver for not respecting the normal Monday ghost town. And in Bamenda, 10 councils in the northwest region, including one in the west region of the country, have taken engagement to promote inclusive development in their communities as part of empowering persons with disabilities. The project was launched over the weekend by the director of CBHS, Prof. T. Pius Mufi. Charles Kibwa reports.
The Cameroon Baptist Convention Health Services Socio-Economic Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities CEPT program, October 29, 2021 in Bamenda, launched a Council Excellence in Inclusion Award, an initiative to boost inclusive policies at all levels, with the aim of encouraging councils in their unilateral and collective efforts to foster inclusion in regional development. 10 councils in the northwest, including one in the west region, took firm engagement to promote development in their communities as part of empowering persons with disability.
We're working with virtually 10 councils within the northwest region. We would have loved to work with the 35 councils, but not all councils did sign memorandum of understanding.
The councils selected are based on a MOU signed with the Cameroon Baptist Health Services in partnership with CBM Australian Aid, introducing this award titled Council Excellence in Inclusion.
We'll actually have the award in November of 2022. But we are not limiting the effort only to the 11 councils that we have taken on board now. Everybody is involved. We have signed even partnership agreement with all 35 councils in the Northwest here. And so we expect that all of them should be involved, even if they are not participating in the award.
Launching the project, the director of the Cameroon Baptist Health Services, Professor T. Pius Murphy, encouraged all partner councils that the Excellence Award is in key areas like health and education, and for the councils to take opportunities and demonstrate a good sense of community-based inclusive development by effectively taking actions that bring on board every section of the community, including persons with disabilities in development, planning, and decision making.
Actually, look at the needs of people with disabilities as it concerns health. What is it that they need so that their health condition should be improved upon? In the area of education, there's a lot to be done because buildings that are constructed in the councils, in the communities, do not take into consideration movement of people with disabilities. And so when they arrive, even starting from the steps, they are not able to enter the classrooms.
The CBHS officials also made known plans to work with the National School of Local Administration, NASLA, to design inclusive curriculum and organize inclusive entrance examinations into the body. The 2022 maiden edition of SEP Council Excellent Award with theme celebrating best performing councils in promoting community-based inclusive development shall celebrate excellence in health, education, livelihood, social inclusion, inclusive communication, and universal designs.
We continue with this press release signed yesterday, November 1, by the Minister of Public Health, which reads thus: the Minister of Public Health, Dr. Manauda Malachi, informs the public that several cases of cholera have been confirmed in the locality of Ekondo Titi and in the city of Yaoundé between 27 and 30 October 2021. In view of the resurgence of the cholera epidemic, the current situation shows 10 confirmed cases, of which 9 cases are in the locality of Ekondo Titi and 1 in Yaoundé. The Minister of Public Health urges the populations to be more cautious and respect control measures, notably systematically wash your hands before and after every meal, wash food before consuming it, ensure that drinking water is safe, go to the nearest health facility if there are any suspicious symptoms such as diarrhea, call 1510 for any additional information. The Minister of Public Health also urges the population to continue respecting the barrier measures against the COVID-19 epidemic, which is rife in Cameroon. Onto something else, the fund of Mboyakum, His Royal Majesty Fon Kevin Shomitang II made a final stop in Bamenda over the weekend following his national tour. He was on a peace mission with sons and daughters of Mboyakum to preach peace and unity to his people. Nora Kakebi reports.
The founder of Mboyakum, His Royal Majesty Fon Kevin Shomitang II, rounded his national tour in Bamenda over the weekend, where he met with sons and daughters of Mboyakum, Ngoketunja division of the Northwest region. The objective of this national tour is geared towards peace and unity within the Mboyakum community and the nation at large. The people turned out in their numbers at the Bamenda station to welcome their ruler, who was accompanied by his colleagues of Bamunka, Bamali, Agam, Bambui, and Abba. Among the special guests were members of the Northwest Regional Executive Council. Also present was a powerful delegation of self-reliant Mboyakum youths from Ndop-styled Mboyengo. The fund reiterated his commitment to peace to his stunning audience, who applauded him for his mission in achieving lasting peace.
Be overwhelmed for our presence and our contributions. I think seeing them when I don't talk for you, commitments them when I don't take up for you. No amount of money, no if you buy one. Ciao! And I make them a check say that thing them when I don't talk up for you from our hearts. Union, family big goals. You know people buy family money. That's all. And it's in that one me and the same for you. This chair all week for Mange, we put here for down. Brother, we come on with you, but all week we should not go down. We say na so, and I so you don't think I'm man. That's all.
Yes. He announced his readiness and willingness to talk peace with all the people, including those presently in the bushes. His Majesty von Nsungkikang II equally expressed hope that the sons and daughters of Nsungkikang will be credible peace crusaders, living and practicing peace, such that sooner rather than later, Nsungkikang would resume its national cultural festival, Shatang, while development goes on. Finally, the fund blessed the people and urged them to stay in peace, wealth, and prosperity.
Some primary pupils in Mong mainland Tiko subdivision, Fako division of the Southwest region have benefited from some school materials, including tablets and solar edge charges. The donation is an initiative of Funik Cameroon. Lasha Kingsley tells us more.
Underprivileged pupils of some primary schools in Mongo mainland Tiko subdivision, Fako division of the Southwest region, were happy recipients of educational materials from Fortabe University, Cameroon over the weekend. The school materials consisted of tablets and solar chargers.
Basic education to children of this community. I think that if we want to take education to the most distant parts of this country, we need to leverage on technology. And this is why, through my students, we are donating tablets and solar chargers to children to help them acquire basic literacy skills. And it's been our pleasure to meet with young people of this community, to meet with notables and the entire community.
The materials, according to officials of FONIC, are configured to suit the needs of the pupils.
The technology has been configured to function where there is no electricity, where there is no internet connectivity. We have done a lot of work in the background to make sure that even without these basic amenities, the children can still leverage on technology and learn.
The chief of Mongo mainland, His Royal Majesty, Eso Felix Manime, on his part, urged the beneficiaries to make good use of the materials because not everybody has the privilege to be given such modern technological tools for knowledge acquisition. The beneficiaries on their part promised to use the gadgets only for the purpose they were meant for.
Thank you in this case. I will not play with it. I will do it and learn. I will not use it and plug inside myself. I will use it and learn. I'm happy for the gift that they have given us. I will take it and go to school. Thank you.
Tanko Ronald, FONIC Executive Vice President, now threw more light on the project.
To bring basic education to villages that do not have electricity, that have no internet, and little or no primary schools. So they thought that this platform could be used to also extend education to this area. And this is how the students proposed the project to the school and advised the school to use this platform to bring education here. So the students over the course of time had to adjust the platform together with the web developer to permit people who are in areas where there is no internet connectivity to still be able to use this platform that is normally an online platform.
The project, launched in 2017, is aimed at bringing education closer to rural communities in Cameroon.
Still in the Southwest region, Henry Njalakwan Jr. has been elected as the new president of the Southwest Regional League of Feka Food. He was elected during an elective General Assembly that took place yesterday, November 1 in Boya. The new president of Njalakwan Sport Academy of Limbe grabbed 17 votes against 15 for the incumbent Dr. Nzive Thomas Molungu. He had a mandate to run football in the southwest region for a period of 4 years. It should be noted that he will work with Ndaze Valerie as first vice president and Honorable Fritz Njeka Etoke as second vice president. The election also witnessed the voting of delegates to represent the region during the national elections on December 11, 2021. The 26th edition of the United Nations Conference of the Parties on Climate Change is ongoing. The summit, which kick-started October 31, ending November 12, 2021, seeks to bring parties together to speed up action in managing climate change and its impact to the world's economy, ecosystem, and livelihood. Bokengo Wari.
In the midst of the pandemic, leaders from over 136 countries across the globe are gathering in Glasgow, Scotland to talk about the different humanity crisis, climate change.
By COP26 at the latest, all countries need to come forward with significantly more ambitious nationally determined contributions with 2030 targets consistent with a net zero pathway. The major economies and members of the G20 must lead the way.
Over the last 5 decades, human activities such as burning of fossil fuels, together with external forces such as variations in Earth's orbit, volcanic activities, changes in sun's energy output, including internal variables like clinical ocean patterns, amongst others, have contributed to climate change and rocking the world upside down with rise and fall in temperature, drought, storm, and many more. According to the United Nations Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, the COP26 summit is committed to fostering net zero, which seeks to enhance a balance between the amount of greenhouse gas produced and the amount removed from the atmosphere by 2050.
The global coalition for net zero emissions needs to grow to cover more than 90% of the emissions. And this is a central objective for the United Nations this year. The drive to net zero must become the new normal for everyone, everywhere, for every country, every company, city, financial institution, as well as the key sectors such as aviation, shipping, industry, and agriculture. At the same time, all commitments to net zero must be underpinned by clear and credible plans to achieve them.
He lays emphasis on the fact that
developing countries, particularly the small island developing states and the least developed countries, must be given the support they need to enhance their climate ambition.
It should be borne in mind that Cameroon is one of the countries most hit with climate change, as it constitutes a serious threat to the country's natural resources and livelihood, such as farming, cattle rearing, as well as destruction of habitat, triggered from extreme weather phenomena such as heavy rainfall, high temperatures, violent wind, which endangers the community's ecosystem. Climate change involves each and all to be able to tackle the huge humanity crisis and meet up with net zero by 2050.
And out of the country, in Nigeria precisely, at least 6 people have lost their lives after a high-rise building under construction collapsed in the commercial capital, Lagos, with a dozen of others feared trapped inside. This was yesterday, November 1, as officials arriving at the scene were confronted by crowds of people venting their anger as they said rescue efforts started several hours after the collapse. And that was it for today's edition of Prime Flash, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching. You will get more stories in our 6:30 p.m. Prime News with Fon Quinta. Meanwhile, stay blessed in the company of programs on the African Eye. Bye.